All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Welcome once more to another video podcast of Political News Time right here on the pntlive.net network. I'm your hostess, Alex Mayers. I hope all of you are having a wonderful morning this morning. Welcome to 2020. I haven't been here on Political News Time since 2019. And I have a feeling that this year is going to be phenomenal. I think it's going to be a little bit weird. I think it's going to be very rapid as far as the pace goes as well. But I think if you're someone who's, striving your best to be productive, and you're someone who is, really motivated and driven, it's going to be a great year for you. But I just don't think it's going to be a year that tolerates a lot of BS. I really think that that's going to kind of be the theme of the year. I think that there's going to be a lot of revelations when it comes to things that have been happening behind the scenes in politics. And I think that we're finally going to get a lot of clarity in regards to where we're going as a nation, but also where we're going globally. And I really think that looking at ourselves as a society, as a people, as a global people, rather than just a group of individual nations, I think that's the key for a prosperous and positive future. So, just something to keep in mind, at least if you're somebody who likes to watch Political News Time. So let's see what's going on with me before we get started this morning. And in regards to what we're going to talk about this morning, we are going to talk about the situation between America and Iran right now. There is the threat of a major war, at least according to a lot of mainstream news outlets. I personally don't think that there is. Some of you might be like, oh, you're delusional, Alex. No, I'm not. No. I just have a lot of faith in humanity. But we're also going to talk about a presidential candidate, a Democrat, known as Andrew Yang, and my thoughts on Andrew Yang, because I'm kind of thinking about joining the Yang gang. Many of you know that I have been a staunch supporter of Marianne Williamson, and I still am. I'm a little bit disappointed in some things that Elizabeth Warren had to say as of late. I wouldn't mind if she was elected president. I feel like that's a safe bet, but she's just not one of my favorites. She's kind of been replaced by Andrew Yang, but not for reasons that some of you may think. So before we start talking about this war situation, in regards to me, I decided that this year my New Year's resolution is going to be to at least attempt, hopefully complete, a marathon going into September. If you want to follow my journey, my fitness and health journey, in regards to that, you can always visit alexandramayerslive.com, or you can follow me on Twitter at AlexMayersLive. And speaking of my Twitter, if you want to pop on over to my Twitter right now, you will very quickly find what I'm about to talk about in regards to really not being too concerned about there being any sort of retaliation from Iran that's going to hurt the American people as a whole. There's a video that is circulating. I retweeted it from an account called Ali Montilina. Now, I don't know if this video is translated properly or if it's authentic or not. It appears to be. But in this video, it shows an Iranian leader basically telling a group of the Iranian, I assume the military, that the issue between Iran and America is not between the Iranian people and the American people, but more so the Iranian leadership and people and the American current political administration. And I think it's a really good thing that this video has, come out into circulation because I think it's going to calm a lot of people down.
چرا ملت ایران میگن مرگ بر آمریکا؟ اولا بنده این رو برای حضرات بزرگان آمریکایی روشن کنم. مرگ بر آمریکا یعنی مرگ بر ترامپ و جان بولتون و پومپئو. مرگ بر اینا یعنی مرگ بر سردمداران. ما به مردم آمریکا کاری نداریم. مرگ بر آمریکا یعنی مرگ بر شما چندتایی که اون گروهی که دارید اداره میکنید کشورتون رو. مراد اینه. حالا در این دوره اینان چرا ملت ایران میگن مرگ بر آمریکا؟
It's saying death to America means death to Trump, John Bolton, and Michael Pompeo. We have no problems with the American people. Death to America is about the rulers of America. I mean, I don't like that he's using the word death. That's a bit extreme. Maybe he could say imprisonment to the political leaders. I'm sure that somehow translates into the Iranian language. That would make me a bit more comfortable. But I hope that this video is legitimate, but it does give me hope. I noticed that some of the replies on the video showed a map of Florida with Mar-a-Lago circled. I personally am going to ask that people not post those kind of graphics because I'm a South Floridian. I do care about the greater good, but I'd rather not be obliterated. I really think that the future wars are not going to be fought hand to hand or with ammo. I think it's all going to be cyber, electronic, hopefully. That way there's limited bloodshed. But I was just tweeting the other day when it comes to a potential war on the horizon. If there is a war, I really won't be too surprised. Reason being that a lot of people have been having children very rapidly and in increased numbers, at least within a certain demographic. Over the past few years, there's been a higher birth rate of males too. And oftentimes when you have those two factors on the incline, a war does tend to pop up. So hopefully this war won't happen. Again, for some reason in my core, I'm not too worried about it. I'm not nervous about the situation. But then again, I'm going to be 41 tomorrow, so I won't be drafted. And I'm a woman, but you know who would be potentially drafted? And this is why you gotta be careful what you wish for, Americans. The children of the red MAGA hat brigade. You know? That's who would be drafted. And I think that every single one of the people who qualify for that draft, especially if their parents had been wearing red MAGA hats, I think that they should all go. I don't want to see any of those kids dodging that draft. Not at all. Not at all. So now let's go ahead and move on to Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang. I like him. He would be a very modern president. I'm going to tell you why I would be okay with Andrew Yang and how I think it would help a certain demographic within American society kind of regain a sense of confidence and pride within themselves. Someone on my YouTube channel for Alexandra Mayer's Live brought to my attention just recently, I'm actually going to bring up the comment that they wrote, but they brought to my attention that children who have a Caucasian American father and an Asian American mother are often factually are overrepresented when it comes to the demographic that's most prone to being mass shooters. I hadn't even really thought about that, but yeah. So someone left me a very interesting comment in regards to just some racial issues that children of that multiracial heritage face. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, there really have, at least not that I can think of off the top of my head, there don't seem to be a lot of East Asian individuals within politics. And there needs to be, because there's a lot of East Asian people in America. And why is it that the East Asian males are not often in political leadership positions? If now you have a lot of East Asian males who are in powerful positions in business, but not in politics. And I think that that should change. I really do. And I think that Andrew Yang is a good guy to do it. He has a beautiful, from what she appears to be at least, East Asian wife. And I'm not saying that monoracial relationships are the way to go. I think you can be in multiracial relationships or interracial relationships. I'm actually a proponent for that because I think it strengthens the future of humanity, to be honest with you. But I do feel that East Asian males or multiracial, or at least half East Asian males, need to have a strong male role model. And I feel like if we go to a woman president who's a white woman, because at least as of current, there don't appear to be any black women in the running. It's almost like when you look at the racial totem pole, we're leapfrogging over a certain demographic. Now, I guess a lot of people could say, hey, Alex, what you just said in itself sounds racist and even sexist. Maybe it does. But I live in the real world. Alexandra world. I don't know what world y'all live in. And I think that East Asian males, especially the youth, do need a little bit of a confidence booster. I would, of course, like to see East Asians be a lot less derogatory and racist towards what I am, African American. I remember when I first got into the entertainment industry, I came across a forum post discussing me. And it was on a predominantly East Asian forum. And some people were saying some really rude things about my appearance and equating my appearance to that of a primate. I can forgive and forget, I have. Almost 41 years old now, so I better. But I think that maybe some of the suppression of East Asians has had to do with a certain racist attitude that some have embodied over the years. But I think that that's a climate that is changing within the East Asian population in America. And I just would like to see East Asian youth have a good political role model. So I like a lot of what Andrew Yang has to say. It probably scares a lot of people, but it doesn't scare me. His camaraderie with Elon Musk, I find interesting. Now, of course, I'm a little skeptical of Elon Musk, considering that he is South African, and it wasn't until recently that South Africa really started addressing a lot of their racism issues. But people change. Times change very quickly. There's a comedian that turned me on to Andrew Yang and the Yang Gang just recently. He presented some very interesting cases for why people should vote for Andrew Yang.
We need an Asian president, man. That's all we need, yeah. Man or woman, get that Asian president in the White House. We will fix this place in a week. I promise you. Give us a solid 8 days, you will see results. Because we don't care, we just want things to work. Imagine all the Asian people in government just going down the list of broken things in America, fixing it one by one with no agenda, just pure logic, right? Just going down the list, just going, yeah, that's fine, that works, that's okay, that's kind of okay, that's broken, EPA is broken, Medicare is broken. Do your job, just slapping people in the face. Yeah, government shutdown? Yo, there's no government shutdown with Asian people in charge. We don't shut down for anything. We don't shut down for Christmas. Yeah. Do you understand? We work through public holidays. Any city in America, when it's 3 a.m. and you're hungry, where do you go? You go to Chinatown. That's where you go. That's right, because things are delicious, affordable, and open. We don't shut down for anything. Thanksgiving means nothing to me. Do you understand how meaningless the concept of Thanksgiving is to me? Screw turkey, it's dry. All right, I'd rather fix healthcare than eat turkey. How about that? Is there someone you want in charge? Please, vote for the Asians when you get a chance. And think of how inspirational that would be if we have the first Asian president. What an inspirational message that would send to Asian children everywhere in America. If we have the first Asian president, you could finally go up to Asian children anywhere in America and you can say, hey, listen, buddy, you don't have to be just a neurosurgeon. Thank you. Vote for the Asians.
I think I'm going to go ahead and end it with that. Let's see, is there anything else I want to talk about this morning? Well, the Trump impeachment is looming. It's looming. It's been a wild ride. I know that there's some debate as of current as to whether or not Trump should even be able to maintain a Twitter account, considering some of the things that he's been saying in regards to the Iran retaliation. But hey, these are historic times. And I kind of want to know what's on his mind. Like I said, I don't think that it's really going to get as bad as some people are fretting that it may get. But I don't know. I really don't know. But it's really interesting times that we're living in right now. It's exciting too. So I hope everyone has a great day today. Once more, I'm Alex Mayers of Political News Time. You can always check out the archives of this podcast over on pntlive.net or politicalnewstime.com. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.